counterpart. Was it the leaders who gave this instruction to the foreign ministers? Do the leaders also agree that meeting the Myanmar foreign minister is an appropriate or a necessary step to take at this time? Could you explain, the rationale behind it? Additionally, is this virtual meeting with Myanmar a step toward the normalization of the status of Myanmar in ASEAN? And is it a recognition of the new government of Myanmar? Last one, what are ASEAN's thoughts on the results of the Myanmar general election, and whether it will recognize the newly formed government? Thank you.
Well, there is no need to further recognize Myanmar. The government of Myanmar has been recognized, and that's why Myanmar is a member state. And however, because of the situation in Myanmar, where there is a humanitarian disaster that is going on, there is continued fighting going on. There is a impending. There is a low-level civil war still going on. Then that is why the ASEAN proposed the 5 points of consensus. And these essentially are that we have peace, that there's representation, the things that are necessary for a democratic state to function. And this 5 points of consensus was agreed upon by Myanmar. But unfortunately, we have not seen the actual implementation, or despite the adoption of the 5 points of consensus, we have not seen any progress in Myanmar. And it's interesting that you should ask that, because I just came, before coming here, we just had the retreat wherein the leaders of the member states sit down and have a closed door session. And one of the big subjects that was taken up was Myanmar. And I believe that it is many of the members air their frustration about the lack of progress in the process of normalizing the situation in Myanmar, and trying to find a way forward, trying to find some kind of agreement amongst the member states. We all agree that we would like to see more progress. We all agree that we all should try very hard to find ways to shift what has become moribund process right now. It is not moving. And certainly, although we will not abandon any of the main principles by which by which ASEAN operates, such as respect for human rights, the rule of law, and in the specific case of Myanmar, on the 5 points, there was the beginnings amongst in that discussion. It was a very, very vibrant discussion, and very, in some cases, at some points, emotional discussion, because as I said during the retreat, and I don't think I'm betraying any confidence when I say this, that we have to do something, because Myanmar is not merely a trade partner. Myanmar is not merely a friend to ASEAN. Myanmar is part of the ASEAN family. And it is a tragedy when a family member is left out of the family for whatever reason. And so there was I think, a tacit agreement that we need to do more. We need to find those things. We need to find other ways to to move the process forward. What those other ways are is something that we now will have to go away and think about. And we agreed that our foreign ministers, our foreign secretary, would that first of all that the leaders would try to find any ideas. Because as we were sitting there, we said, we don't have the answers here. These things will not be decided now. But we will go away and try and find, maybe think about what can be done to improve the process and to start to see some progress in that process of normalizing, once again, normalizing the situation in Myanmar. So it's still a thorny problem for which we cannot say that there are obvious solutions. But there has been a nano shift, perhaps, in the approach to the situation in Myanmar. There are no definitive answers as yet, but we are certainly going to work on it very, very hard.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Subscribe on the page.